Hi beautiful people, welcome to Kate Space. Thanks so much for joining me today. I am going to show you how I made these little booklets. Now, it was back in August that I posted on Instagram that I had just hit a wall as far as being able to make or create anything that I thought was of any value. And yeah, I guess we all hit those walls. And so I had explained that I'd turned to Instagram and YouTube to get some inspiration, and I'd looked at some of the Angie Happy Mails that Denise and Heather had put up, and Rhonda, just to get, I don't know, get some inspiration. Anyway, I did, and I made these little booklets based on some of the things that I saw. This was the one I made initially, and it is bound. It's got real scruffy because it's been hanging around. So basically it's made with a glassine bag and then actually quite a lot of scraps of paper. This is an old letter. This is a digital, I think that's a photocopy of something that I own. That's one of Heather's digitals. Yeah, so it's really simple. It's just really little, and it was just a lot of fun to make. And then I never really finished it. I did actually start this one when I was on my road trip with my friend Barb. And this one has not been sewn in. The signatures are not sewn in. So yeah, I thought I would show you how I sort of made them. They're very, very much influenced and inspired by Angie. And if you don't know who Angie is a woman who makes beautiful journals and things and gifts them to a select few people and they show them on Instagram and YouTube and share them. Yeah, share them so that we can be inspired and look at the beautiful things that she makes. I'm pretty sure she's on a design team for Denise at a Tattered Soul or something Etsy shop, because she uses a lot of her things from that shop. So yeah, so these are similar but different, but I'll kind of show you the basis of it. I've got a little box here which are all the sort of things that I have been sort of collecting that kind of go with that style of thing. I'm very fond of this colour, this greeny blue colour, so I did use that. Anyway, let's just have a look at what I did. I got myself some glassine bags. I had to buy them from, I don't know, America or somewhere. Angie uses the ones from A Tattered Dream, Denise's shop. These have gussets in them. I think both of these, this one was definitely made and it's got a gusset, but I think it looks like I've glued it shut. And this one, what have I done? I've left the gusset. I think this one's, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. You can glue the gusset shut or not. So that basically just makes the cover of your journal, and you can extend this bit here out. So I've opened both the bottom and the top, and the cover is basically, well, for this one it's a piece of very old 1800s paper, and for the other one it's this, and I've got a bit of this here, so this is what I'm going to use. I think it's going to be mostly covered, so it probably doesn't really matter which bit of it I use. But yeah, you just kind of cover it with this if that's what you want, or something old, or I don't know. It's funny that I've gone back to these actually, because I'm feeling the same way as I was back in August. I don't know, I seem to have sort of regular slumps like this, so I'm trying not to freak out about it and just, you know, just not worry about it, because I know it passes. what my plan is, I'm going to make some journal covers. I've got some books there that I love that I want to use, so that's the plan. So this is not really going to have anything. I wonder if we'll go this way because it's got a little bit more interest on the cover that will peek out. Or I might actually tear this off at the top. Hate tearing up my precious papers, but right, and then match it at the bottom, and you can just, I don't know, tear it by hand or tear it with the ruler depending on what look you want, or cut it, trim it with your trimmer. You can make it a bit bigger than the bag or a bit smaller, and that basically is your cover. So that becomes your cover. And the one I did then has a doily, and then some old scrappy paper, like a piece of letter or something with some script on it, or on this one I've used music paper if you want to put the photo, if you've got an old photo, and this one I've used sort of more laces and this flower, but I've still used the doily, but this doily is bigger and it wraps around, so anything like that. So I'm going to use the doily. So grab a photo if that's what you want to put on the front, or some kind of image. I'm just looking for something a little bit smaller. Now I've lost my book there. And some cheesecloth and some scripting to go underneath here. Actually, I think I like this one better. That's a copy I made of a photo that I own. And then decide what you sort of want behind your photo. I've got some of this kind of writing that I like. It's actually a farmer, but so just position that how maybe you want it behind your picture, or it could be something like this. Or some music paper. Got some lovely old yellowing sort of music paper here, which I do also love. Just trying to decide, and I've got this, which is some really old paper out of a old photo album that's falling apart. And then I've got this one here. Quite like this, so I think I'm going to see what this looks like. I'm just going to tear it around. This is an invoice from the Graphics Fairy. Just don't know how big I want it, that's all. Don't think I want it very big. Okay, so I'm not sure about that colour on there, whether I want that pinky colour or whether I want something a bit more like that. So let's have a look at this one. Picture's very sepia. Alright, and I'm just going to grab some cheesecloth. And so just a little bit of something peeking out from under the photo. Doesn't need to be very much. Oh. I'm still not happy with that. I think I might go back to something a bit more creamy and old looking. Okay, I'm just going to fold over some of those edges. Okay, so there we have a little bit of a cover. And then Angie and also I am a great fan of sample stamps. As you know, I've used them quite a lot. So for example, there's this one here that I've pre-put together, and that could sit down there on the cover. Or you could be more simple, and you could just grab a piece of old linen, grab a stamp you like, and it doesn't have to be one of these date stamps. I just really love these, and they do fit with the sort of style of it. So, and then just stamp onto some fabric. I'm using this Memento fade resistant dye ink. I don't know much about stamping. Cool, and then you can just tear down this way first, and then across the bottom. And here, put a lid on that. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And you can decide how big you want that to be. I'll see if I can make mine a little bit smaller. I just not sure how it will rip. Oh yeah, pretty good. Okay, so that can sit down there like that. And there you have your cover done. Pretty simple, but it looks really good. Be careful when you glue this on that the ink doesn't run, because I made that mistake. Though I did use the Tim Holtz, that was with the Tim Holtz ink, so maybe this one won't do that with the glue, I don't know. But yeah, you can layer that with as many or as little things as you like under there. And then you have a natural pocket here. And it depends on whether you want to cover this whole thing with the same piece of paper, which is what I think I've done here. Yeah, I've used this piece of music paper. And what have I done in this one? I can't remember. Well, this one I haven't. I've used a scrap sort of piece of paper here that just has made, and I've made a pocket and done a bit of collaging on that end, and at the back I haven't done anything at the back, so it's not, yeah, it's definitely not finished. Yeah, so that's that sort of style of one. So let's think about what we might want to line it with. We could use this to go in the middle. It's not quite big enough to cover, but we can do some, if you don't like that, that's quite a scruffy edge. The other thing, we could use this, but I think that's too brittle. Book page or digitals or some I think I want something bigger, or I could do it this way. That's quite nice like that and not worry about that. So take this edge off, and then I'll probably use that for stamping on. Alright, I suppose we could glue some of it down, couldn't we? I can't remember what glue I use. I'm just going to use my glue stick. And glue it down. We don't have Fabri-Tac here in New Zealand, so we make do with other glues. I know it seems to be everybody's sort of favourite glue, but and then I'm going to put that maybe there, maybe that way. Now I don't want to glue this shut, so this is where you're probably better off gluing the bag, and maybe some art glitter glue would be better. So I'm going to glue here. I mean, I made these a long time ago, so, and that's going to kind of support that Japanese glue in the middle. Gusset a little bit, maybe keep it closed. So I haven't glued the back yet. And yeah, just kind of, if you like that look, give it a bit of a rough up. I haven't inked anything, so I probably should do that now. I might just try and use my antique linen if I can get it to work. Because I kind of like, oh, I'm so sorry about this. I need to do something about it. Oh, well, that's really great. That does not. Incredibly frustrating when you buy these things, these Tim Holtz stuff, and it's expensive, and then it just does that, and then the ink, look, that's just peeling right off the top of there. That's just really bad, I think. I should write a letter, maybe. We pay so much for the Tim Holtz stuff here, and I don't mind paying money if the stuff's good quality, but that's just a complete rip-off as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I need to look at getting some different inks as well, because I've had a few ink pads that just have dried out like that so quickly, and it's just like, well, you know, everyone raves about the stuff, and he's got a huge monopoly in the market, and yet I wonder. Anyway, that's my little rant. Okay, and then let's stick our little doily down. I haven't really inked that. I don't know if I really want it sort of super heavily inked, which will be fine because this is, okay, so I ripped it. Not really that happy about that. Anyway, never mind. I am going to piece that together. Let's have a look what's the most covered up bit. Oh yeah, that's going to be fine. We'll just slip it underneath. Okay. So what about our picture? So I've done a little bit of inking on everything else. I'm just going to ink that up. Oh, that's working now. Oh, okay. Maybe I should take it back. Oh dear. Just give this corner a bit of a rough up. This is a really old photo. Well, this is a copy of a really old photo. Right, let's stick her down on there. lots of glue. I don't tend to use the art glitter glue for things like this because it, if you don't, oh, there you go. If you don't get it a good coverage, you get air bubbles. Okay, it's sticking to me now. Okay, so I'm going to pop that about there. These are kind of hard to glue down, these doilies, but that's okay because this is mostly covered, this centre bit obviously. And then I'll just run some glue around that edge and that edge just to keep those edges down because they're the things that sort of catch and tear. I'm just going to check my camera's running. Yeah, the desk looks a bit of a mess, but anyway. We're recording, so that's good. Oh, whoops. And let's do our little running repair here with this bit that I tore off, trying to ink it. Goes about there, I think. And then I'm going to glue my photo down. Oh no, I'm not. I'm going to glue some of this down, some of this. And you could use lace or another piece of paper sticking out from under here, or anything really, or nothing if you don't really like that look. Just adds another little dimension of texture. Actually, maybe I'll use this because that will glue down. Hopefully they glue down that. That cheesecloth as well at the same time. It up there. And then after you've done your sort of your crinkling or whatever you want to do around these edges, you can go back with some more glue if you want to secure them a bit more. Okay, and then we've got our little piece of fabric, and we kind of need to think about how we want to attach that. I feel like I almost want something behind it, but I think that might be too much, maybe. And I'm actually going to stitch mine on, but you could staple it, glue it. I'm just worried the glue, I'm pretty sure the glue is going to show through, so I'm going to get my needle and thread. I've got 2 strands of just DMC cotton, and I think I'm gonna go just down these sides initially and see what that looks like. Not really sure. I don't want it to look perfect. I mean, it's definitely not going to look perfect. Maybe we'll just go along the bottom as well. Yeah, so if you haven't seen any of the what they call Angie Happy Mails, just if obviously, what have I done there? Go into YouTube and type in Angie Happy Mail into the search bar and they'll all come up pretty much. You can go through and watch them. She has a very huge supply of antique and vintage ephemera. Well, I'm really not sure what I've done there, but it's pretty strange. Yeah, that she includes in these mails, and yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful things to look at, and lovely happy mails, and which brings a lot of joy to people, so that's very nice. And she provides inspiration for people like me who have hit the wall and really just sit in their craft room despairing about whether they'll ever make anything ever again. So yeah. Yes, I'm a bit of a drama queen, I know. But I know it happens to everybody. Sometimes I think maybe I watch too many other artists and I become bogged down with the whole sort of comparison thing, and I need to stop doing that. To do my own thing and enjoy it. I think everyone needs to celebrate their own style, and I think I'm still just learning what I like and what I don't really know if I have a style, to be honest. So yeah, when you haven't really found your absolute style, I think that's where you tend to be quite heavily influenced by other people. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If people are putting things up, they're doing it so that people can watch it and learn and be inspired by it. Alright, so there's just some rough stitching around there. Very rough as guts. I'm all good with that. Right, and now I'm going to stick this little baby down here. Let's see what that looks like, see if we like it. Stick it to the edge a little bit because this is very fragile paper and it's just probably going to chip off. Okay, so there we go, there's our cover done. Let's see if we haven't glued this shut, so that's good. And yeah, you can decide whether you want that gusset there. So obviously I've glued it shut there, so I might actually glue it shut all along. I haven't decided what I'm going to put in the back. Whether I'm going to use some more music or a piece of book page. Or just some more of this. It's not quite big enough. Could do a little. I've got this piece of ephemera. This is actually a copy, and I'd quite like to actually put this in the journal. I've got this quite cool brown paper here, which I quite like. Could use that. This is just wrapping paper. It's not quite like that. So maybe I'll use this. This is some wrapping paper, I think, from a store in Melbourne that someone I used to work with at the hospital had, and she just dropped it in my letterbox. Said, oh, I thought you might like this, and I've been hoarding it. Honestly, that was probably a year or maybe 2 years ago, and I still haven't used it. I've used some of it, but once it's gone, it's gone. Obviously, that was a very obvious statement. Okay. can line that bit there again. So what I've decided, I'm going to glue these shut, so I'm going to glue all along this gusset here. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, and you could stitch actually, it's quite cool. So machine stitching around there. I have an exploding glue, but I seem to have lost my pin, which is a very common occurrence, as you know. Right, where's the piece of paper I just tore? There. Okay, so I'm going to glue that on, but again, oh no, this one's okay because actually that's at the back. Okay, so that's cool. I can glue this whole piece of paper on, so I'm going to use my glue stick. That up to the edge of the bag. Make sure we don't glue it shut because we want that little pocket. Or you could glue it shut. You don't have to have two pockets. You don't have to have a pocket at the front and the back, but I'm going to. Right, and now I'm going to glue this down, but I'm going to remember to keep this open. So again, I'm going to use my exploding glitter glue, glitter glue, around that edge to keep that, to remind me not to glue in there. As you can see, I haven't done it straight, which is pretty typical of me. Make sure that's not gluing shut here, just at the sides. So there we have our little notebook, and then we just need to add sort of pages. What have I done here with this one? Just some old, I just tried to get the oldest things I could find. Like this is a copy of an old New Zealand receipt, but that would work. So let's just fold that. I really like that. And then I've got a French book page, which we could also use. We've got, what else have I collected up? Just some tea stain paper. Nothing wrong with a bit of old tea stain paper or new tea stain paper. I've got, well, that's really fragile. I don't think that's going to work. I've got a piece of grid paper, and I've got a piece of very old, this is old exercise book paper. And then you could use some digitals if you so desired. Put as many pages in there as you want. That one there is a bit tall, so let's just turn this up a little bit. We might make a little scruffy pocket there. I think these are all fine though. Yep. Thinking about making that my first one, but kind of think I'd like to see think I might have that lined one. And maybe the book page, which I think will need strengthening, and then some plain, and then that, no, that and that, yes, then that and that. So there we go. That's all there is to it, really. It's flippin' basic. I might come back and do another video and we can maybe add some ephemera and some decorations to it and fill it up. I think one of the ones Angie made, it just held like 3 tags or something. So this is sort of based on a few different things that Angie had made. I just wanted to cover over that writing there with this little doodacky, I think. But I probably should have put something underneath it. Oh well. I like that bit of writing. So I'm just going to stick that there. I don't know why. Yeah. So I hope you like it. Now I have 3. And then I started thinking, oh, well, if you didn't have glassine bags, because I certainly didn't have glassine bags, you could make the same thing out of a brown paper bag. Which may be easier for people to get. So, yeah, I started doing that and fiddling around, and then I've got these tags, and I might show you I made these little guest check pockets, which I think also Angie had done, but they are really cute, and so they can sit in your wee book if you've got a strongish page. I guess if you're using all really old things, then it's hard to find a page that would fit into, but anyway, it could be in a bigger book. So yeah, there it is. That's it. Hope you liked it. I had fun making those, and I think I will make more. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Probably give them away as happy mails or something, because yeah, I guess I could put them in my shop, but they're quite sort of scruffy and grungy. Is grungy the word for it? Aged. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I will see you again soon in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.